What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Nord Trades, and today I bring you another special video. Today I'm doing an interview with one of our students at Stock Hours. The reason I'm doing these interviews again are just to educate you guys what certain students are struggling with, doing well with, so you could possibly learn off of another student. It's kind of better to learn off of other people, in the game currently trying to be the best, possible trader they can be versus kind of, just learning from me because, I'm so far down that road that I might forget to, mention a few little things just because, you don't think that far back, right? So I'm here with Christian. Hey, Christian.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, bro? So today we're going to talk about, a few things, especially, what you struggled with to begin, but let's just talk about how you got into trading. When did you start and, how did that pick up some, some movement in your eyes?
So trading came on the back end of crypto. I was in crypto during the whole, Bitcoin boom and stuff like that. I made a lot in Dogecoin actually. I made like close to like 100,000, and then that got me into like this whole in and out quick trade kind of thing. I got into a couple of different crypto projects at the time. Low key, most of them worked out just because the market we were in. And then when the market started coming down, that's when I was like, oh shit, like I can't just go long on everything. Like I'm not gonna make money in a market like this. I lost a lot of my investment in crypto, and I was like, I really have to find something else that I can do. One of my friends actually went to school with you, so he knew that you were a day trader. So I got interested. I joined the chat. I started watching for a little bit. Um, I saw that you were, consistently profitable. So I started trading alongside you. Didn't realize that I have to still learn on my own. So in the beginning, I did lose a decent amount, but I learned a lot of lessons along the way.
How
That's
long
kind
ag-
of got
how long ago
what
did you
happened.
start?
I joined the chat around a year ago,
That's when you
and I
first started
started.
day trading is when you joined the chat?
Yeah,
Got it.
I would swing trade crypto before that.
Okay, okay. And then when you first got into trading, you had just joined our chat.
Yeah, this is the first chat I've ever been in. First time I've ever day traded.
Cool. And then, all right, so talk about like the beginning stages. How did it go? Did you lose money? Did you make money? And then what did you really struggle with at the beginning so that people can understand?
So in the beginning, I had a couple green trades, but it would always be one or two red trades that's significantly bigger than my green trades. So I would never be able to realize green. So let's say I was green, I would only take home like 2% profits, but my red trades would be over 10, 20%. So and I would be in way too heavy considering I had known pretty much nothing at the time. I was just pretty much coming off the crypto mindset that you go in heavy and everything, it's gonna turn green. That's really not the case with trading. You need to be able to manage your risk and know that if you keep tight stops that you can make it in this business. But I didn't really know too much, so I was right in the beginning for a couple of months. It took me a lot of journaling, a lot of reflecting to realize my mistakes. And after I'd say 8 months ish, I started becoming more profitable. But what helped most was being in super light. So I didn't even care about the money at the time. I was in so light, it didn't really make a difference. But it helped me execute how I was supposed to. And, joining all the lessons, you guys taught me pretty much everything I know. So yeah, without the lessons and journaling and reflecting on my mistakes, I probably would have blown my account by now.
What would you say the top three things you had to fix before you became consistent?
Over trading, I would always give back profits after you signal in the morning and walk away. Cutting losses, I would have those huge 20, 30% losses, and just getting into any trade, like not really having a plan for my trade, just thinking, oh, this stock looks like it's gonna go up, so I'll get in. I don't really have a plan for my stop loss, don't have a plan for my profit target. So a lot of the times, if I saw green, I would take it. If I'm up just a couple percent, but if I'm red, I would just hold with the hope that oh, maybe this is going to turn to a green trade. So I didn't really ever have a plan. I over traded and I would hold losses way too long.
So a lot of people, the biggest question that they have, or kind of the most frequent question is, how long before I start making money, quote unquote, or a better question from me, for example, because I can word it better instead of asking that. A lot of people really want to know, how long does it take to become consistent? How long did it take you to become consistent? Obviously, it's different for every trader and every person. I've seen people come in and become consistent within like the first 2 weeks, or actually like just coming into trading, they'll just become consistent and it just clicks. And then some people it'll take like 6 months, a year. So how long did it take you?
So I would go based off of when I started journaling. In the beginning, I was kind of just taking trades, not really doing anything, smart. Like I was just getting into whatever. But when I started extensively journaling, I would say that was July. So if I started around April, started journaling around July, and then started becoming consistently profitable in like the middle to end of November.
Got it. And so how long is that since you started?
Uh, so April to November, it's like 7 months.
All right, so it
But
took you about.
if you go from July to where I started journaling, that's only 4 months. But that's still really quick. I
Yeah.
wouldn't, yeah, I wouldn't tell that to most people. I would say expect to be unprofitable for a year, 2 years, because that's really, if you can come into here expecting to lose money for 2 years, then you're definitely gonna, in the right mindset. A lot of people come into it thinking, I want to get rich quick. I want to be a millionaire by the end of the year, and that's usually the people that blow their accounts.
Yeah, that's kind of the main problem with trading. Everybody has that mindset where they have to come and make $1 million. So that's what I feel like is the downfall for most people when they start. And it's hard to explain it until they have to go through that process, right? Because you'll tell them how many times, and then they won't really listen till they actually start trading. And it'll take a while for them in their journey to really kind of realize that and kind of tone things down. So November came, right? And what did you see in a what did you see different from, the previous 7 months, right? What was like the main difference you were seeing in your trading, or things that you noticed about yourself?
One of the main things I changed about my trading, it all started in the journal. I would notice, I would take 10 trades in a day. So November, I'm like, I need to fix every mistake I'm making. And one of the main mistakes was over trading. So I would take literally 1 or 2 trades in a day. And then I would start seeing a lot of green days. I would see my first green weeks. And December ended up being my first green month. And that all came from being really strict on your setups. You can't just take any setup that you think it's going to go up, so let me get calls here. You have to have it planned out, have your stop loss planned out. This way you're managing your risk. That's a high grade setup, so it's worth putting your capital towards. So that was one of my main things, was sticking to literally 1 or 2 trades a day. And I still do that now. Like if I'm at 2 trades, I'm most likely done for the day. I'm usually done after one. If I'm taking 3 trades, it's a very rare day. Maybe once a month I'll do that.
Cool. And how's April going? Are you green?
Yeah, I'm green.
Were you
Even after today, which is a big loss, like I'm still green.
okay? So since we're talking about that, well, first of all, were you green the previous month?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
the
been
last
green
month was
since
crazy, actually.
yeah, I've been green since December.
Cool. So that's December, January, February, March, April. So you're on your fifth consecutive green month.
Yeah, it feels great.
Cool. All right, perfect. So let's talk about today. Obviously, you had a red trade. Everybody goes through a red day.
Yeah.
Talk about what happened. It could have been, I think you were telling me something went wrong or whatever. But, the moral of the story is it's a loss. It's okay, right? We're here to talk about it and kind of accept it and, just understand and learn from it. So just talk about today, how it went, what happened.
So my trade plan was actually really valid. It ended up working out. But what I was telling Nor before is that my laptop, so it has this setting. It has like battery saving mode and then extreme performance mode. I usually trade on extreme performance because, being a scalper, you need to be in and out really quick, have, all your things going, running really quick. So when I hit buy, the stock had just turned like a red to green candle. It was Meta, so I was getting in around 239.60 or 239.70. By the time it filled me, it was like 240 and 40 cents. So that was the pretty much the entire play I was looking for. That had I got in where I wanted to, I would have sold some where I ended up getting in. That was already a 10% move on contracts.
Got it.
So anytime if you have a big loss, there's something you can learn from it. So I already fixed that mistake. I set an alarm on my phone to make sure my computer is at the right performance mode, and this mistake won't happen again. That's any mistake you take as a trader that you can learn from it, and you need to fix those mistakes, or else they're gonna keep happening.
So yeah, today was just a technical computer issue, right? So
Yeah.
what do you kind of keep your stop losses at for the day? Like what's the dollar amount that you're like, yo, I just got to walk away.
$300 is way more than I'll see red in a day.
Cool. So 300 is like you just, that's your dollar amount stop loss for the day and you just come back and reset for the following day.
Yeah, because I know I can make that back. If I go over that, it's more of like it
Yeah.
might take 2 3 days to make that back. But if I keep my stop losses tight and I know I can make it back, I'm never gonna be trading emotional or anything like that.
Yeah. It makes the most sense. And what has been your biggest green month since you became consistent?
Uh, I would say maybe February.
February.
But with that, there is also I was sized up too much. I would be a little bit emotional. And March, I was still using that February size, and I took like 3 straight red days, and it kind of like hurt me. So I went back to sizing down, and I've been consistent again since that.
But then you ended up getting it all back in March and finishing the month green.
Yeah,
Sick.
it was like very early March, like literally the first 3 days I was red.
Cool. And what type of position size are you comfortable with right now?
Right now, I literally 1 to 2K, maybe 2,500 if it's a really good setup. But I'm just more aiming for consistency over the long run right now, building a nice cushion on my account, and then I'll size up when I can, handle consecutive losses in the future. But
Cool.
for now, I'm just working on consistency and
So
building
when
a
when
cushion
do
on
you
my account.
recommend traders to size up from what you've seen as a beginner? But you're still technically a beginner. So what would you recommend people who are watching this and asking the question, when do I size up?
If you have a good month, you can consider sizing up. I would say like every month, think about it. Um, but also, it's kind of like, is this amount of money going to affect you? If you see you're down 300 in a trade, 400 in a trade, is that going to affect you? If yes, don't size up. Keep a size to where that money is not going to, affect you and change the way you're trading. So, like, if you grew a small account to a much bigger account, you can handle a bigger loss just because it's not that big a size on your account. So, until you can get past this dollar amount thing, then don't size up.
And when you say size up, explain to them what actually it means to size up. Not $1,500 to $10,000 positions. What would you recommend?
So right now I'm in the 1 to 2K range. If I size up, it's gonna be 1,500 to 3K.
Okay. So that yeah, you're explaining it as in like your dollar amount.
Yeah,
All right,
like
cool.
that. I try to keep like a consistent dollar amount across most of my trades. Spy is a little different, just because the way it moves. Like Spy, I'm under 1K most of the time. But yeah, if you're sizing up, you're pretty much just accepting more risk.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
until you're ready to accept more risk, don't size up.
Got it. And what would be your biggest, like what do you want to tell everybody? Like, well, what would be your tip, your motivation, let them know how you feel and, just talk to them. A lot of people who are watching this are kind of just starting or kind of struggling. They're at the beginning stages here.
So one thing that helped me a lot, Mason goes over it in lessons a lot of time is that you need to take it slow. You need to think about, pretty much any other job in the world. Like if you're a doctor, you're in school for 8 years. If you're a lawyer, you're in school for 8 years. Almost any profession, you're in school for 4 years. So why do you expect to be rich overnight? By the end of this year, it's not realistic for most people, and it causes most people to go down a spiral. So you need to take it slow. You need to learn the basics, build a good foundation, and work on your psychology. That's a huge thing. I had no idea was going to be a part of trading, but it's one of the biggest parts of trading, to be honest, is your psychology. Being disciplined, accepting losses. Like there's a lot that in trading that you're not going to know about just jumping in, but if you take it slow, you paper trade in the beginning, you do all the right things to learn, and then when you do go to a live account, just being light. Don't worry about the money. If you're worried about the money, you're in too heavy. Yeah, that's pretty much what
I
I'd
like
say.
that. I like that. Yeah. I mean, those are all the, tips that everybody kind of just, lets it fly through the ear because, it doesn't sound important, but those little things are extremely important, especially starting out. You got to be pretty strict. You got to be very disciplined. And, things aren't just going to fly. Yeah, you might get lucky on a few things where you kind of didn't follow the rules and all that good stuff. But when the day comes and you're not disciplined, it's going to slap you really, really hard. And you're going to ask yourself why, you were in that heavy, or why did you hold that long, and why didn't you have a stop loss placed before the trade actually came about.
Yep, exactly.
So yeah, I appreciate you, Christian, for doing this interview. I think this is going to help a lot of people. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below if we should do more of these, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.